Hi guys, this is Pestillion and welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today we are talking about the latest Tarkov TV live podcast. I've just watched it and I'm going to record this straight away live on stream and go through all the major points for your viewing pleasure. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So first up, they showed off the Lighthouse expansion. I've in the background the footage for you guys, but it's going to be a whole new area of the map to explore. There is going to be a scav boss located in the Lighthouse expansion area. There's actually going to be multiple added to the Lighthouse map. The previous cast, Nikita has said that the scav boss on the Lighthouse expansion area, where the Lighthouse is actually going to be a sniper scav boss, and it's going to deliberately target your limbs. So if you already go to that area, you actually see that you get shot in the limbs first when you get too close to the Lighthouse. So if you want to go test that theory, go for it, but that is that. There's also going to be extra area of the water treatment facility that's going to be up for exploration. And they're going to be adding extra bosses to the map. It's almost ready, but it's not ready enough yet. And they're going to be doing a lot more testing before it is released. But it does sound like they're actually moving quite quickly to getting that done. There's going to be a heap of unique things in that area, including a new trader called Lightkeeper. You're going to have to travel to the area to get to the Lightkeeper trader, and you're going to have specific access to get to him. And then once you do get to him, you'll need to have the specific items required to trade for whatever he has up for sale. So we don't know what that is yet, but yeah, there's going to be stuff up for grabs from Mr. Lightkeeper. As in the area of new guns, the Chiappa Rhino 40DS and 50DS. There's meant to be 4 versions of this revolver from different lengths to different calibers. The smallest one is meant to be able to fit in a 1x1 square. So it's going to be a little tiny pistol that you might be able to like shove up your butthole kind of thing, but not in your butthole because you can't put it in your container. So you can put it in your pocket. You could put it in your pocket and hotkey it to another key. There, you could have the pistol on 4. So yeah, you're gonna have the opportunity to put a Rhino in your pocket, which is pretty cool. There's gonna be 4 different versions of the revolver, and there will be a speed loader added so you can quickly load the rounds. If you're looking at the footage in the background thinking, holy crap, that guy took a lot of hits to kill, the draft they're using the draft parameters, and it's still not the correct damage and penetration for what it's gonna be like when the actual game, or when it's inserted into the game. If you were watching the cast, there was in the map section arena. Now that has always been there. Every time they've done a cast, it's part of their back end, how they do their test build. And so you don't get super high, but it's not just around the corner, but they do want to try and plan to get it out this year. And he said that, it's possible that maybe in the next few months, there might be access to us being able to play it, which to me sounds like maybe on the ETS, you might be able to go and check out the arena and do some testing on the arena on the early test servers. Next up, instruments for crafting. So a lot of the items in the game, well, not a lot of them, there's going to be items specifically in the game that you're going to need to craft items in your hideout. So for an example, the screwdriver or the lighters will actually become a lot rarer, but you'll actually use them to craft a item in the hideout, maybe like a backpack. One of the ones needed a lighter to craft a backpack. And then once you finish that craft for the backpack, you'll get that lighter back, which means you'll only have to have 1 screwdriver in your stash, and then you can use it for all your crafts in the future. So it's not going to consume the screwdriver to do that. Nikita did say though that a lot of these items that are the instruments for crafting are actually going to become a lot rarer. So just to understand that. Maybe in the next patch, a lot of these items are going to go disappearing off the flea market, and they're going to be extremely hard to find in the game. Next up, repair kits. So there are going to be actual repair kits added to the game that are going to be used on either your weapons or your armor kits. So instead of going to a trader or using a trader to repair your armor or your weapon, you can actually use these weapon or armor repair kits. They're going to be extremely rare, but it will mean that you won't have to pay to get an armor repaired. So for something like a Zabrello, like the 6B43 armor, or a Gen 4 assault armor, usually is very expensive to repair. Using one of these repair kits, it'll just consume some durability and it won't cost you anything. So it might actually make some of the more expensive repair armors that cost a little bit more to repair a lot more feasible to use. There will also be skills involved in using it. For example, weapon maintenance. And there's no exact word on if you can use a repair kit in raid, but I am leaning towards the fact you probably won't be able to use a repair kit in raid. Next up, flare guns. There are going to be flare guns added to the game. There they're going to be used to call in airdrops, and there'll be different rounds with different functions. So the only one that we saw was the main airdrop that we've already seen. The plane comes in, it shoots off a heap of is it flak or whatever the anti-air stuff is called, and then it'll do its airdrop. So you'll actually see the a very big air signature of where the drop's happening. So at the moment, you see the plane go past, a little tiny thing drops, and then the parachute opens close to the ground. You're actually going to see exactly where that drop's coming down. So it's actually going to make it really, really cool for provoking people to come to a specific area to fight. So you'll see the flare go up, you'll see the plane come in, making a heap of like signature in the sky, and then everyone will be starting heading over there. So it's actually going to be really cool. So I think that's going to be interesting. But on top of that, the different functions of the flare being the fact that it might bring in different types of gear or maybe something else. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Nikita did say, though, you can't just bring in like 100 of them with your friends, shoot off them all into the sky. There'll be a limit to how many airdrops will be able to get called in on the one specific raid. So I'd be very careful about like having 5 of them come in. Maybe try it out when it first comes out, but don't go in with 100. Some pretty big changes to the daily tasks. They've added some new versions of daily tasks. So for example, with the elimination task, you might get a task that says kill 10 scavs with SMGs or shotguns. So they're actually going to have a bit more variation. So instead of like getting kills with a specific gun, you might just have like a class of gun or a type of gun being SMGs and shotguns. One of the other cool additions, which I've actually been excited for, is the ability to refresh or change your daily task. It's a little bit of a gamble. It's going to cost you 0.01 rep and maybe some rubles, but you'll actually get a new task. So if you get a task that's like, get 60 PMC kills with the 50 cal machine gun, like no one's going to physically do that on a weekly task. But then you can go, hey, change that up, and you'll hopefully get one that's actually a little bit more feasible. You might lose a little bit of rep doing it, but you'll still have the opportunity to get that rep back in the next weekly task, and then also get the money and items involved in that task. So when you get a really, really bad one, you can actually do a change up and hopefully gamble it to being a better one. They've still got that under testing, and they're going to be doing also some tweaking. So the rep might not change, or they might remove the rep penalty and might make it a bit more expensive. I don't know. Have to wait and see. Now over to more the optimizations side of things. DLSS is coming either next week or the week after. It's super hype. From the footage they gave, now I'm a pessimist, right? But apparently I'm fairly confident you need RTX to have DLSS if that's an NVIDIA card. But if it's off, like the footage they showed, when it was off, it was around 77 FPS. Then they put it to quality and it was at 114. And then they put it to balanced and performance and it went above 130. And that's on customs. Have to wait and see. This game is just weird when it comes to optimization. I really am hoping it does make everyone's world a lot better, particularly people that can use it. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's only a week or two away though. So they said next week or the week after, that will be in the game and you'll be able to start testing it and trying it out. So if everyone can start getting 120 plus FPS on Tarkov, the world's gonna be a great place, because honestly, it feels like a totally different game when you go from like 60, 70 FPS to 100 plus. So really hoping for great things there. FSR, which is the AMD side of things, that is coming. They showed a little bit of a snippet of FSR. And so if you've got an AMD GPU, I'm pretty sure it's an AMD GPU variant of that, you'll be able to get that sometime in the future, or you could just go out and somehow find yourself an NVIDIA graphics cards that are RTX enabled. Nikita said they are working on audio issues and Steam audio issues. It's just a constant battle that they're doing, but they definitely want to have this game as optimized as possible for the release. They're apparently announcing the release date this year, but that's releasing the date of the release. So it's most likely going to be sometime, I don't know, in the next 10 years. Last but not least, they are still currently working on stuff for the future. So new weapons and guns being added to the game, more gear being added to the game, and Streets of Tarkov is still constantly being worked on and optimizing it so it's actually playable, because this map is meant to be pretty much the same size as all maps we currently have put together, and we don't want to get in there and have 30 FPS. Like when Lighthouse came out, when Interchange came out, all these maps came out, or Reserve was shocking, Lighthouse was shocking. They want it to be playable when it comes out. So they're working hard on trying to make that as optimized as possible. So sometime this year when Streets of Tarkov comes out, we'll actually be able to play it. Anyway, that is it for this video. I'm sorry that I haven't been posting anything on my main channel. I've been really sick. I've still got the sniffles and coughs and stuff, but I'm putting this out because I really enjoyed and hyped about this stuff. So like and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I am raising money for Starlight Children's Foundation for the next 3 weeks. We hit $120,000 Australian last year, and we're trying to do that again. In the last few hours, I already raised $3,000. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can go down the link below, go down there and help out, or come across to the live stream and donate on the live stream. Appreciate it either way. ! Starlight in the chat for that. Appreciate all the support you guys are doing. Raiden and Hardcore Series still going out on the Pest Elite TV channel. I'll try my best to get back up to date with posting daily videos on this channel. Do apologize, been sick, and it's just been one of those periods where I haven't been able to do any work. So anyway, lastly guys, I'll see you next time.